Thank you, Mr. President. No hear from Senator Watt there, sadly. Mr. President, it's 64 days to the upcoming state election. And hear from Senator Watt, 64 days for Queensland to change, because Labor have been in power for 25 of the last 30 years. 25 out of the last 30 years, and in fact, they've been in power for 2,100 days in their latest iteration. And so I think it's good that this week, Deb Freckland of the LNP released their Economic Recovery Agency 100-day action plan, because Labor have been in power for so long and they've done nothing. They're snooze-a-lot government. They like to snooze, they like to nap. You know, they're a government that's done nothing for Queensland except slowly send us backwards. This is a Labor government who are using coronavirus as an alibi to cover up their incompetence and their mismanagement of the Queensland economy. Because for those who are playing along at home, those who are listening at home, Queensland before coronavirus came along already had the highest levels of bankruptcies in the Federation, already had the lowest levels of business confidence, already had the highest level of unemployment in the Federation. And that is because of the economic mismanagement of Senator Watt's mates in George Street. You know, we've got that wonderful Treasurer Trad, who was very, very good at making sure that things happen close to properties that she had bought. This is former Minister Trad, who's now hiding in a doona in her place, waiting for the Greens to take her seat. But I'll take you through, in the remaining time that I have, Mr. President, in relation to what the LNP are going to do as part of their plan to get Queensland moving again, their 100-day action plan. First of all, we're going to deliver the Bradfield scheme. This is Bradfield 2.0. So we're going to catch all those metres of rain that falls up in the far north, and we're going to turn parts of Queensland where there is limited rain but really, really good dirt, really, really good soil, we're going to turn that into the food bowls. We're going to set up the Queensland Dam Company, because we know you've got to build dams in Queensland. We've got all this rain, it goes out to sea, it gets flushed out to sea, and nothing good comes about it. And talking about flushing out to sea, let's talk about Paradise Dam, because Labor in Queensland are not only not building dams, the one dam that has been built in the last 20 years is Paradise Dam, and they're actually taking it down. And what they did was, in the middle of a drought, and you won't believe this for those who are listening, in the middle of the drought, they flushed the water out to sea. And now, I know, exactly. And Senator Dunning has gone what? Senator Dunning, his home state, they have built 16 dams in the last 20 years, and the one dam in Queensland, well, you know, got a giant big hole in it thanks to Labor's mismanagement. And a fun fact, Mr. President, the bloke who was in charge of building Paradise Dam is now the guy who's in charge of building Cross River Rail. So be worried there about making sure Cross River Rail, make sure that those tunnels are properly sealed there, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to do an immediate audit of all of the stalled projects that have happened in Queensland. And when we say stalled projects, there are hundreds of them, because this Labor government are not very good at making decisions. They don't like making decisions. In fact, they're world experts at not making decisions. The gold medal at it. So we're going to make sure that all these stalled projects are going to have an audit, and then we're going to get them moving again, because we want to fast-track the projects in Queensland, because there is so much potential in Queensland, and it has been wasted away by Labor. We're going to make sure that the second M1, it's going to be fast-track the approval of the second M1, because the M1 at the moment is a car park that occasionally moves. That is how bad the traffic congestion is on the M1. Oh, we've got Senator Watt here asking, where's your office? Oh, here we've got the office. Senator Watt, I'm always around Queensland. I'm everywhere. I'm the Senator for Queensland. I'm a permanent Kentucky tour all around Queensland without having the fun of a Kentucky tour, without all the naughty bits. We've got Senator Watt here, who's one of those fly-in senators. Senator Seagull flies in, and then he flies off again. Well done, Senator Watt. Now, what we're also going to do is we're going to establish an Industry Skills Council, because we know how important skills are to make sure that there are jobs coming up in the future, but also those businesses can employ people to grow the businesses. And guess what? There's going to be no new taxes under an LNP government, and there won't be any increased taxes under an LNP government, because the tax-a-lot over there, we've got Sir Tax-a-lot and Lady Tax-a-lot and Lord Tax-a-lot, all the taxing Labor MPs, they love taxes. 9 taxes in Queensland have either been increased or brought in just in the last few years alone. So only 64 days to get rid of this tired Labor government and get Deb Freckland in as Premier, so we can get Queensland moving again.